and welcome to the DC Guys. As always, it is me, Todd, and with me is Alana and Adam.
Hello! Hello, everyone.
So if anyone's wondering what is going on, as far as the video goes, I am setting up a 2-camera setup. The plan is to go 3 cameras. So hopefully together we'll be able to do a lot with that. But I wanted to talk about something that I didn't get to talk to Adam about last week. A new store did a reopen, Time Blasters. So tell me about that.
So, Time Blaster basically got a brand new store. It used to be in Westland, now it's in Livonia on Ann Arbor Road. You walk in this place, it's phenomenal. It's bigger. It's got a lot more toys. It's very much like a Toys R Us / KB Toys. It has a comic book store feel at the same time. When you walk in, you'll see like Chuck E. Cheese's head. And that is from Chuck E. Cheese. They got a really cool display of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They got all the Super Soakers displayed now. All the Power Ranger helmets. Lots of wrestling, but you're entering in. Things that are new now is he's got t-shirts. That's actually brand new. The Pops have changed, so it looks like he got a new deal with the Pops. The counters are a lot bigger. Lots of cups and plates. That's new. And I wanted to pay a penny. The DC section is a lot bigger, actually. The toy bins, where it's the $3, where it's 3 for $10. There's more toys.
A lot of accessories now, like the old Shredder Batman capes are there. Martin kit, Marvel things. I mean, they started Robin's Redbird
Cycle from Batman and Robin. Batmobiles are showing up in there. They still have the old retro TV that you would grow up watching in the morning, going Saturday, eating a bowl of cereal, sitting on the carpet or sitting on the couch watching Darkwing Duck or Spider-Man the Animated Series or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or Batman, the gist of Saturday morning cartoons. So that was really cool. When we walked in, also to something that was really cool that I think younger generations are not going to understand, but I think they will now understand. There's a phone booth. There's a phone booth. And
Did any of you guys try to do Superman?
No, none of us had Superman shirts on. We saw the phone booth. We said we got to go back and we got to go do a Superman promotion. So it's either going to be probably Lorenzo, me, maybe Todd. Maybe we'll have Todd change into Superman. So that
I think Alonzo, would be,
Yes, and also to everyone from DC Guys, big theme that's happened this whole week. This is really off topic. It's Todd's, Lorenzo's, and Kyle's birthdays this whole week.
Oh yeah, Kyle! I forgot about Kyle's birthday.
Yeah, it's been a big week for all my best friends. A lot of my best friends, and I wish my best friends a happy birthday. Today is Lorenzo's birthday, so everyone wish the Superman himself. He will be here. He's disappeared somehow. Yeah. I don't know what happened to him, but we're gonna find out, and there will be clues throughout Superhero HQ and the DC Guys that might lead into where Lorenzo's been all along.
So, the main reason why we're doing this episode, because 3 things have happened this week. One, a new event came out called DC KO.
Yes. TCKO. Yeah.
New York Comic Con was over the weekend.
That changed a lot of our topics because of how much DC dropped New York.
And then we have the Peacemaker Season 2. Where we talk about Peacemaker Season 2, I want to go on and talk about DCKO.
All right.
So, what is your impressions?
Impressions is that this is building up to a big crisis event. This is seriously building up to a crisis event.
Oh, that's what you were talking about, Tom.
And it's been like, okay, all right, you got Darkseid like causing chaotic this time. It's like, and then the last page is like, okay, where's this going? And then like all the announcements that Scott Snyder announced, the big thing when he was announcing KO, it's like, okay, we've opened the door. There's an event. There's a bigger event coming. And I will not be shocked if it's Mark Waid and Scott Snyder writing the next Crisis event. I really won't be shocked about that.
I wouldn't be shocked either for a couple of reasons. One, because we have Mark Waid, he is doing the history of the DC universe. Mm-hmm. And when you have a Crisis event coming up, they tend to do that. So I can see those two working together, being like, okay, I'm going to study this, you're going to study that, and this is what's going to happen.
And it's been teased a lot throughout these little small DC events that happened over the summer. The World's Finest one.
Yeah.
The Justice with the title of the Justice League.
Yeah.
I'm really interested where KO is going though.
Yeah.
Because spoilers, let's go through this. Scott Snyder did something that I'm really shocked, but this isn't his story. This is Superman's story. I looked at it. Kills Batman at the end. The Joker literally shoots Batman.
I was very, very shocked with that.
It is very shocking when Batman gets killed because you think, oh wow, they're shooting they're gonna kill Batman. But if you know DC, you can't kill Batman. Batman can't die. Batman somehow comes back, and there is an event. Part of the event with DCKO is called Night Fight, and there are a bunch of Robins that are going to be Batman.
Well, you gotta think about the relationship with the Joker and Batman too. Like, when I read that part, Joker killing the Batman, I was like, oh. They never even said they would kill each other. I remember Joker telling Batman, oh, we'll never kill each other, Betsy. We need each other. You know, and it's just like, wow, okay, he actually did it. But he's not dead.
No.
Batman's never dead.
Never dead.
I don't think he's dead. I think he's taken off the board. I think he's going to come back onto the board. And I can tell you right now, I don't think the Joker's going to win this KO event.
No.
And the main reason why I generally believe that is because we had a book a while back where he got the powers of Mr. Mixiplex. Mm-hmm. I know I butchered that name, and I apologize for that.
Mr. Mixpixlick?
Yes. So he got, this uncontrollable power. So I don't expect that to happen. Mm-hmm. I expect there to be a duke out. I expect the Joker to be kicked out pretty early on.
Yeah.
I'm expecting this whole thing to be at the end. I'm expecting the biggest fight between Superman and Darkseid.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a huge fight at the end.
This is what I'm expecting. It's going to be. I think there's going to be some twists and turns, and obviously there's going to be this big twist that we'll talk about shortly. But I believe that Superman's going to live. Mm-hmm. Lex Luthor's going to win or live. Booster Gold, because if you read spoiler alert, you find out he's being controlled by Darkseid. Mm-hmm. And I think we're gonna get like a weird out of field character. Like I wouldn't be surprised the fourth person's Plastic Man or Lobo. Yeah. Just to hear these wild cards. We don't know what's gonna happen. You gotta have that wild card element in there. What really shocked me is why in the hell is Harley Quinn in this KO event? Don't get me wrong. I understand some of the heroes here. I understand why Wonder Woman's there. I understand why Superman's there. I understand why Batman's there. Okay, you invited Lobo. You invited Harley Quinn. You invited Jason Todd. You invited Damian. And I'm like, these people are going to have the ability to reshape this world. Why are they here?
Popularity.
No. That doesn't make sense on a story level.
Go ahead.
To me, my brain, like as I'm reading DCKO, my brain is just thinking. You ever played the Super Smash Brothers game? And my brain's going to that, and I'm like, new challenger has approached.
And I get that. I 100% forget that. I get that. Like, this is like, okay, we want to see everyone fight each other in this giant KO match. The way you have it set up, Harley Quinn should not be in this fight. Harley Quinn should have been taken out, and then it should have been replaced with Mr. Terrific. Jason Todd should be taken out, and it was replaced with Nightwing. I am sorry, because at the end of the day, the whole universe, this whole multiverse, this whole universe can be now reshaped, and you're going to let a crazy person who literally has sat there and says, this is like my mind. In the comic book, like, you see all this stuff that's going on, this is what goes on in my mind, and you're going to let her reshape the universe? No. No.
It's very much. I mean, also to read this, it's just a video. It is. I feel like I'm playing a video game.
Yeah. If the story was Darkseid's got to take a whole bunch of characters and put them in this arena and to make them fight, and whoever wins gets to be the new Darkseid, I would accept that.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that you created this story where the winner gets to reshape the world. Why are these certain people in this bracket? I am sorry. Lobo should not be here. Plastic Man should not be here. I'm okay with Ambush Bug being there for the 2 seconds he's in there. I am okay with Detective Chip being in there because I know if Detective Chip or Ambush Bug became the new Darkseid, it's able to reshape the multiverse. Guess what? I know we're going to be okay. If Harley Quinn gets the powers to reshape the DC universe, we know it's going to be bonkers. Tell me that I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
So why is she there?
Ask the DC writers.
Ask Scott Snyder, but at this... Go
ahead. Have you guys also read the special that came out that leads right into DCK?
Yeah, was it Omega?
No.
Yeah.
Omega special.
I read that one.
I was a dum-dum for not buying that one.
So, my goal this weekend, I was to tell customers, anyone who's getting DCKO, pick up the special. Because it's literally a prequel. And that unfortunately ducks you. But I kept telling people, I'm like, okay, if you're picking up this book, you gotta pick up this one too. Because it leads right into it. And they're like looking at the cover, and I had a few people going, oh no, why is Superman holding Booster Gold? I'm like, I'm gonna read it right now.
Yeah, so my dad is reading this, he's asking me questions. When did this happen? I'm like, oh, crap. I really did have to buy the pre-little crap.
Well, and that's the problem. I had so many people tell me, like, oh, I didn't realize I had to pick this up with DCKO.
And here's where this is going. This is where DC's gonna be like this all over again with freaking metal. You gotta buy every freaking issue. And there's all these new tie-ins. Like, I saw today, tomorrow, Titans is gonna, I'm like, damn it, Titans was like, I remember Titans was the first appearance of the Batman who left. I went, crap, I might have to go pick this up now.
See, here's my thing. It's like, I don't think that, like, certain tie-ins are gonna bother me. The ones that I know are gonna be must-reads are going to be the Cyborg versus the Demon, Lobo versus Plastic Man,
Joker versus Red Hood.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting one. The Justice League issue is a KO crossover. It is a KO tie-in. And I saw on the cover, Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Now I need to know why and how Terry McGinnis is in this.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, all the heroes from the past and the future, they're still around. That hasn't been fixed yet.
See, I haven't read anything, Mark.
You didn't read the We Are Yesterday?
I have not. I fell behind on some comics, so there were a lot of like tie-ins, and I didn't really touch upon Justice League. And I know Justice League had been hitting here and there, but I all of a sudden now see Batman Beyond. I'm like, why is one of my favorite Batmans in this now? Crap.
Yeah. I recommend it.
Yeah. I've had so many customers where it's just like, I get it. They're like, oh, it's so hard to keep track with some of this stuff. It's like, I just don't pick up certain things anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, I recommend you pick up these stuff because this will make a lot more sense. This way you're not lost. Also, do you guys remember? I think it was like a teaser. It was our 3 absolute
Yeah, we're gonna get
heroes,
to. Yeah, we're gonna get
and
to.
it just shows their legs.
I'm curious to know, is it both of them?
I want to know if it's both.
Or, I mean, if they actually are the real characters. I expect them to be the real characters. I really do.
I expect them to be as well, because then it's like, if it's not, then it's like, why are they here?
So,
You know?
So what I heard from Scott Snyder is the events of KO will not affect anything in the absolute universe. Whatever
Okay.
happens in the absolute universe does not actually get.
And that, and that's great to hear, because I would love that. Which now means, are they actually the real characters? Because
Right.
These might be Darkseid. Maybe Darkseid just brings them, brings, like I said, he created this universe. So he might have been just able to recreate another absolute Batman, another absolute Wonder Woman, and Superman. And it might be the same it may be like them, but they're not those characters that we're reading.
Yeah.
They're not the main.
Yeah. Or, they're his legion of the Legionnaires,
Yep.
and they're just dressed up as those characters. I could see that. I could totally see, let's transition to the big news at New York Comic Con, where Snyder says, so KO's going to get a lot bigger.
Homelander.
Yeah.
See, I'm looking forward to that fight. I think that's the one fight I'm looking forward to. I really wonder why Annabelle's in there.
Etrigan. I think it's all because of Etrigan.
It was Annabelle. Who else was
I got
there?
Annabelle, Vampirella,
Yep.
Sub-Zero,
Yep.
Homelander.
Yep.
It looks like Red Sonja, and I forgot the bear character's name.
Oh, his name escapes me.
So here's my question, because that just got bonkers.
Yeah.
See, now I'm expecting the nun to show up. It's just going to be a painting, and she's just going to come out. And
I just want to know, this is cool and all. Like, I'm okay with this, but what made you decide? Okay, I want Annabelle. I want Sub-Zero. I want Homelander. Why aren't you maybe Rick Sanchez or Scooby Doo or
I'm expecting Ghostface?
Yeah. I'm expecting, I don't think Ghostface can show up. I think these are all Warner Brother characters.
I really expect this, because I'm reading this, and the way it all looks too is, and then of course when Scott Snyder announced it's just Mortal Kombat. It really
Or
is.
Super Smash.
Yeah.
Where you're unlocking a whole new character each level.
Well, I'm also hearing they're not fighting. So I heard that, now this is just a rumor that I've heard, and that they're actually training them.
Superman being trained by Homelander would be really interesting.
Who is training under Annabelle, though? To me,
Demon.
I know Demon, but at the same time, I'm just like, what are we going into? DC horror again?
Has Peacemaker is Peacemaker in this?
No.
I won't be shocked if they throw Peacemaker.
Yeah.
In the last. It's because it's what lasts until March, right?
Yeah.
I do expect this to extend. I think this will, because this is doing so well, I think Scott Snyder will extend this, and I think there will be more to this, because when I was talking to you, and I've talked to Lorenzo, and I was talking to Lam, all 3 things that Scott Snyder has wrote have all been for the main character. Dark Knight's Metal was all about Batman. What was it? The second one was
Final Crisis?
No. Dark Knight's. What was the second one called?
It was Dark Knight's Metal, and then Heavy Metal.
Heavy Metal
was about Wonder Woman.
Yep, and then we have KO, which is really about Superman. And to not confuse the comic book fans, you kind of should be reading. Superman's a big one. They kind of should be reading, because all these doomsdays, because of all these doomsdays.
Yeah.
I'm really interested that it's going to be a crisis event. The person that's going to create a new reality is going to cause a tear in the DC universe. that we're gonna find out that here's the new history, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be this Earth, and it's gonna be here's a tear, and it's gonna be this new history is gonna merge with that, and then it's gonna be this, and then somehow, even though I think Scott Snyder said nothing will affect the absolute universe, the absolute characters will fall into play.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be this gigantic crossover, and I think Earths will, and there will be so many Earths. And then we're gonna find out like the Mortal Kombat, and then leading to our theory from last week's episode, the Marvel universe falls in, and I really, and here's what I think about. This is my prediction about issue 6. A Marvel character, don't know who, but someone will show up and go, your universe has caused a problem. My universe is about to be collapsing again. And we're going to find out this is just nerd theory. This will probably not happen. The cause of the Ultimate Universe falling is something going on in the DC Universe. Because Ultimate Universe ends in March 2.
Yeah.
That might be pushing it.
That is pushing it, but it's like, why is this universe ending? Like, this universe is selling way better than the normal Marvel comics are.
Yeah.
So,
I think everyone liked the Ultimate Universe more.
see, I will laugh if the problem why the Ultimate Universe is collapsing is because of the DC universe.
I think what's going to happen is I can see it collapse. It's not because of DC, but I can see when that tear happens and the universe, collapses. Something leads into the DC universe. I could see that, like Ultimate Spider-Man. As the universe is getting destroyed, he gets sucked into the DC universe.
Because the big theme I've been looking at this lately is, okay, we have a huge event we have a huge event KO. We have the absolute universe that is just killing DC's numbers like crazy. We have Marvel's universe, where Marvel is doing somewhat alright, but their Ultimate Universe is killing it. But now we have these crossover events coming again. It's like something big's coming. Something, like I said, something big's coming. It's like, I'm really going with your theory now. A secret crisis war is happening.
So what are we naming this new event? Is it Super Secret Crisis War? Is it the Infinity Gauntlet, Super Secret Infinity Gauntlet War? Is this the Crisis Gauntlet?
Secret Crisis. I like that one.
I do like Secret Crisis.
Secret Crisis is what I'm standing with of.
Because I love the idea. It's like once it ends, everyone's mind are wiped, so no one knows who anyone is. And it's just like they go on with their lives. And it's just like there was this crisis event that's a secret that no one else, maybe one or two, maybe one Marvel character, maybe Doom knows about it and Dr. Fate knows about it, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
every time they try to bring it up, it's just like, I don't remember that happening. It's like,
That would be cool to find out that someone had stolen the memories of them and they bring them back.
Psycho Pirate.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be a very interesting character to be like, I know everything. I'm surprised they haven't done much with him, to be honest with you. Like, I know they've done a lot with him, but I like the idea of like he evolves and he like grows. So it's like he remembers Crisis on Infinite Earths. He remembers 0 Hour. He remembers all these different events. And then like the big event comes on. It's like the Secret Crisis comes out. It's like, I know everything. I know everything about your universe. I know everything about your universe. Hey, how you doing there, Spawn?
And we're gonna find, and Psycho Pirate's gonna go, did you know, he's gonna look at Spider-Man and goes, man, you know that your life was way better a long, long time ago? You sold your marriage. And he's gonna go, huh?
when did I do that? You gotta go back.
Yeah.
It will destroy you.
There was a guy, his name was Paul.
Shut up, Todd. I hate that character. Going off DC from Marvel, that whole Amazing Spider-Man run that was ran by Nick Spencer was so good. Ryan Otley was good. It was a happy ending. And then you had Zeb, and then I don't blame Zeb Wells anymore. I really blame Marvel to go, you have to follow this. And he's gonna go, but I want to make, okay, I guess I have to do this now.
I blame both of them. Like, I feel like
Zeb made Paul.
Zeb made Paul.
Who's this guy named?
Marvel was like, you can't have Peter Parker and Mary Jane together, so you got to figure something out. And Wells made Paul.
If I ran Marvel,
Hi, I'm Paul.
if I was the lead of Marvel, the head of Marvel Comics, first thing I'm doing is tearing the damn rule off. I'm gonna stand on top of a desk, look at all my comic book writers and artists, and go, "Sss. Go crazy and make Peter Parker happy again."
Like Michael Scott.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, say we'll go with if I ran DC. Guess who's getting married, guys?
Yeah, guess what? We've changed history again. Batman can be married now.
No more single life for him.
Yeah.
Guess what? All these comic book people that just are sometimes like need life. Guess what? We're gonna make them happy.
Now, talking about happiness, we had 8 new books announced at New York Comic Con. DC's Next Level.
That shocked me.
It didn't really shock me that much.
Some of the titles, there were 2 that I was not shocked about. One I was really shocked about.
I wasn't. I was shocked about one, and I'm kind of shocked with Lobo, which I'll get to that here in a moment. Firestorm was the big shocker.
Okay.
Mostly because he's like, he hasn't been around anywhere. Why is he here? Like, I know he's in DCKO, but what are you going to do with him?
See, some of those events maybe after DCKO might set up these big books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think DCKO is totally going to set up the Demon. Etrigan the Demon. Mostly because it's just like, he's in there, and I think he's going to be in there for a long time. Like, I think he's going to be like a real secondary character.
Yeah.
The big one to me that was the shocker, I mean, is a huge Batman fan. The Shadow of the Bat. That title coming back. That was a 90s title. That was a pure 90s title. That had ties in with a bit of Nightfall.
And I think what it is they're going to reintroduce Azrael.
Yes.
Because he's been gone for so long. Like,
and I'm really excited after we're done talking about these 6 titles and what they also announced at Comic-Con. But they announced a Zatanna comic book series.
No, we want to make this clear. It's ongoing.
Oh, ongoing.
It's not a mini series now.
So right now it's a mini series. I have several people picking it up, and they're like, "Oh, is this ongoing?" I go, "Right now it's just a mini series," and so they go, "Oh, that's a shame. I'm really enjoying it." And so now they announced Zatanna, so now it's like, "Oh, you guys, it's an ongoing series now. You can enjoy it."
Yeah.
The logo one, okay. This is what I have to say about this.
Not a good crazy story.
That you have Supergirl coming out next year.
Yeah. This is the reason why this book's coming out.
Yes. And Logo was very huge in the 90s when he had his comic run. So, in very many ways, the DC comics of the 70s through the 90s is returning.
Yeah.
And we're going back to, I actually will call it peak era of DC Comics.
Yeah. Here's my problem with Lobo. And I don't really want to say it's a problem with Lobo. I just don't have an opinion of Lobo because Scotty Young is writing Lobo. I thought he was doing the art too, and I found out he wasn't doing the art, so I'm like, okay, now kind of my, attitude's kind of changed around it, but Scotty Young, when I think Scotty Young, I'm thinking Chibi, Robo, little, happy, lucky. Like, that's not Lobo. I want cigar smoking, get out of my fucking way,
See, I think Scotty Young's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
I really do think we're gonna get the bonkers Lobo that he is, the space pirate himself.
Yeah. And I don't think he can't do it because I read I Hate Fairyland, which is his big book. It's just when I hear Scotty Young, I think cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, if you told me Scotty Young was writing a Captain Carrot in the Zoo Crew book, I would totally be all for that. Lobo, I'm like, I need people's opinions. I gotta see what this art looks like. I gotta know what the story is about. Because I trust you. I really do, Scotty Young. I really do trust you. But my God, when I think of you, I'm thinking little Magneto on top of a treehouse. Not,
You're thinking of the covers.
I'm not thinking of, I'm thinking the covers. I'm not thinking Jace Momoa and a space bike smoking a giant cigar,
Yeah.
I need to see more of that.
Well, now, when do you think we'll get a first preview at Lobo?
Oh, next year.
It'll be in an Entertainment Weekly or
Yeah.
a Variety or a DC Comics sneak peek preview.
Do you think they'll be before Supergirl comes out so
Oh,
people can get an insight to Lobo?
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
I think
Because number one, who doesn't know Lobo?
there are a lot of people. Lobo to me is a D-list character.
Yeah.
Maybe a C-list character, but I don't look at. He's not an A-lister at all. So you gotta have. There are his fans.
Mm-hmm.
The comic book fans love him. I own his first appearance. Okay. I know a couple people who grew up on the Superman cartoon love him. He was voiced by
Brad Garrett.
Brad Garrett, thank you. Phenomenal voice actor, perfect as Lobo. So, you have those fans. The casual readers who are now coming in from Superman don't really know who Lobo is.
See, that's the thing is now we're getting these casual readers. We're getting a lot of people that have loved James Gunn's Superman movie so much. They're walking into some crazy events right now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
But I think it's the perfect time.
It's perfect.
I mean, you give me this really cool Superman story where, Lex Luthor, he's in prison, he forgot his memories.
Yeah.
You have Batman and the Superman World's Finest, which I think is a phenomenal run.
It's
Justice League Unlimited reminds me of the old cartoon.
Yeah.
World's Finest. I haven't picked it up in a while because I don't know who's drawing it now. It's not Mora, and I think that's been a turnoff for some reason for me. Even though Mark Waid writes these amazing stories, the Bizarro story was really good after everything I've been glimpsing on it. But it is very much the Batman and Superman adventures that I remember watching as a kid.
Yeah.
And when I'm reading these, I hear Tim Daly, I hear Kevin Conroy.
Mm-hmm.
I hear my two Batman, I hear my Superman. I sound crazy, I know. But come on, DC fans. When we read Batman, we have our voices. When we read Superman, we have our voices. The people who have voiced our DC characters all these years.
I'm going to read off some of the other titles here. We have Batwoman.
Really interested why she's coming back. I know her runs don't really sell well.
Yeah. I think it's going to be something with Azrael. I really think Azrael is going to be playing a big role real soon because we have the new Nightfall movie coming out, which we'll talk right after this.
You never know, though. So we might have people picking them up left and right,
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, who knows? It might be one of those popular series that kicks off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you never know. And it could be. I'm hoping that, I'm kind of hoping it's kind of like a sequel to The Question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Along the Watchtower.
That would be nice, because then it's
she's trying to rekindle.
From Montoya.
Yeah. I think would be really interesting. Deathstroke the Terminator.
I actually liked this title. It sounds like Deathstroke is going to be on the manhunts for stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna remind, again, we're going back to the 80s and 90s. This is a 80s 90s type title.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping it's him being like, you know what, I'm going after the Titans one more time.
Yeah.
And I want him to kill somebody. Like, give
Who
me.
do you want him to kill, though?
You already faked Garth's death.
Yeah.
Starfire.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, that's exactly where I was going.
I want
You kill Starfighter, can you imagine how
pissed
pissed
off
Dick
it would be.
We will find out that Dick will see
You'll see Dick's vengeance side.
You'll see Dick's vengeance side and who trained Dick.
And it would be really interesting because I think it would be really cool to just be like, okay, so Starfire gets killed, Dick's on the hunt, Batman's like, no, you can't.
You're going down a dangerous path.
Here's a twisted part of this that I really think he would do this. Is that Dick is Batman won't let him because Batman will stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Dick has had the Bat costumes. What if Dick actually pretends to be Batman again? To do the Shadow of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, remember, Batman is a creature of the night. He used to the criminals feared him.
Yeah.
And could you imagine the fight where Deathstroke has all along thinks he's been fighting Batman, and then all of a sudden you reveal that it's been Nightwing?
That'd be interesting.
I could really see something like that happen.
That'd be a nice twist.
It would be. I would like that. It could really fall into Dick has fallen and Bruce needs someone else to take over the mantle, and here we go again with Azrael.
Kind of be like Batman Forever, where Dick wanted to go after Two-Face, killing his parents.
The famous "you make the kill, but your pain doesn't die with Harvey; it grows."
Yeah.
You turn your fist to another and another until one night, when you realize that revenge has taken over. No, I love that.
We have Firestorm, the Nuclear Man.
Yeah.
Another 80s title. I'm curious to see where that one's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know who is the Firestorm?
Mm-hmm.
Who are the two heads?
Mm-hmm.
Or the two minds, not two heads, but two minds. And what crazy things he's going to be doing.
Yeah.
Then we have the Demon.
Demon, I'm really excited.
That one I'm very curious.
Who's writing Demon?
So the only one that has been really confirmed has been Lobo with Scotty Young.
Okay.
Jeff Lemire's name's floating with one of these books. I'm hoping it's the Demon. I'm curious to know if it's going to be set in modern times or is it King Arthur times?
I would love it to be some King Arthur times.
Give me some King Arthur times. I would love to see more of that.
And then we got two more. Actually, there was 9 books that were announced. We have the Legion of Superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Waid is very, very happy for whoever's taken over that run. He's really, really happy about that one.
I'm curious, does this connect anything that's going on in the DC universe?
Talking about with the death of the Legion of Superheroes that's going on in Superman.
Well, they've been taken over by Darkseid. So is this like after that? Is this during this? Is it before?
I think a lot of these titles are going to be dropping after KO.
Yeah.
I think whatever events happen in KO will be a very big part of this whole reason why.
Mm-hmm.
The Zatanna is just because the series is doing so well.
Yeah. I wonder if John Constantine will show up in that book.
I really hope so.
I want to. I want to see him.
We are getting Vertigo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talked about Vertigo. But we still have one more book we're going to talk about, which I thought was really interesting. Barbara Gordon Breakout.
I'm interested to see where that one's going to go. So I looked at that and I was like, okay, so it's not... I mean, I don't know. We don't know what they're doing for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they really said what they're... It's...
I mean, the only thing we got is the word breakout. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering what has happened. Is she locked in Arkham? Does a villain have her?
Yeah.
Is she trying not to be crippled again?
Yeah.
Or did she get arrested?
I think it'd be interesting if she was in Arkham. Because then it's like, what'd she do to get her in Arkham? Because she was Batgirl.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm hoping she gets arrested. And it's her father who arrests her.
Yeah.
finds out what she's doing, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Babs, I gotta take you in."
It's a punishment for because I do not want my daughter as a crime fighter.
I do not want my daughter running around as a masked vigilante.
Or, maybe, or it's James Gordon. Gordon. As I said, Corbin. Gordon finds out she does get arrested. Vandal Savage's like, he takes these guys down.
Yeah.
And it's Gordon trying to break her out.
They could be that. I thought of a really weird one is that she has to somehow find a way to break everyone out of Arkham. There's a reason why the villains have to be broken out.
So there's a bigger event that has to take place for these villains
Yeah.
to be broken up.
Yeah.
Interesting. We're letting them back out into the street.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting.
So we had another big announcement that came out. There was another book too. So I guess there wasn't just 9 books that were announced. There was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Swamp Thing.
No.
Don't know much about this book, but apparently it was pulled off the shelves back in the 80s. Give me that 80s feel again. Where Swamp Thing meets Jesus.
Yes. Or was it? Is it? Yeah. The Swamp Thing kills. Crosses over with something that kills Joker. So Swamp Thing's being talked about a lot. I've noticed that lately, and I think a lot more people are really into the Swamp Thing. Now, if you know nothing about Swamp Thing, if you're trying to get into it, I would recommend the famous Swamp Thing Alan Moore run, 100%.
Alan Moore and the New 52.
Yep.
And don't forget about the cartoon and its hit theme song.
Yes. Here's also another thing I really recommend. Watch the DC Universe show. Yes, the DC Universe show. When DC had a app, when it was just a full blown DC app. It was just gonna be all DC all the time, free comics, all that. Watch that show. Or now it's called the CW show. CW Swamp Thing. Underrated show. I don't know why it got canceled. I understand no one was watching it. That's what I heard too.
I think that's what it was. No one was watching it. And you had so many superhero shows that at the time, I mean, you had Doom Patrol, you had Swamp Thing, you had Stargirl, you had The Flash, you had Arrow, you had Supergirl, you had Superman and Lois, you had Black Lightning,
you had
Titans.
Yep. I know the Lucifer was one.
Yeah.
And then
Legends of Tomorrow.
And then the idea of trying to save Constantine was a big thing at the time. But no, I really think Swamp Thing was one of the best shows with Doom Patrol.
I'm really happy that a book that was shelved so many years ago is now gonna get published, which means other books could be published that maybe got shelved. Yeah.
It's really cool that it's Jim Lee's running it, and Jim Lee is very he's a huge comic book fanatic. He even said that he will not support AI when it comes, which is fantastic. That told me a lot about where DC's going and how DC's being treated. So that's a big thing. And also too, you've got the great Mark Waid. Mark Waid on DC Comics YouTube went into the vault, and they were showing off a bunch of old precious things about DC for Superman, an autograph of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. A bunch of really cool DC legend stuff. So if you haven't watched, go on YouTube, go on DC Comics, and it'll be right there. They seem to be doing it on every Wednesday. They're going to be doing it every Wednesday. It's called The History of DC. So check that out.
Let's talk about the final news that was hit New York Comic Con, which we're all excited about. Batman Nightfall.
Yeah, that's the most exciting. I remember you sending that to me, and I'm on the highway, and I literally was like, "Oh God, they're doing Nightfall finally!" And it's not just 3 parts; it's 6 parts.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a 6-part event.
So it's 6 movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought it was only 3 movies.
No.
I heard it was only supposed to be 2 movies.
No, it's supposed to be 6 movies. So now I'm wondering if we're going to do the introduction,
Yeah.
which is Bane, which is it's called, what was it called? It's called, because it's at the store right now. Frick. But it was all about Bane's origin and how Bane comes to Gotham and how Bane just wants to face off against Batman. That's all he's driven to do is to fight Batman. And that leads into Broken Bat, which is, how do you break the bat? The best thing to do to defeat Batman, you break out everyone in Arkham. You let all the villains cause freaking chaos all over, and it's Batman doesn't sleep in the first volume. He is driven by, I need to put everyone in jail. I need to stop this guy. He goes, I don't have time for Bane. I need to hunt Bane down. I need Paul to come and help me. Azrael needs to come and help me now. I need Robin, Nightwing. I need everyone. You find out, like, there's a great line in Batman Nightfall Part 1, Volume 1. Batman gets hit by the fear toxin from Scarecrow. And the Joker is doing the chaotic dance and all that. Batman overcomes the fear. Because when he saw Joker's face, he sees Jason Todd being beaten to death by the crowbar. And he goes on a rampage on the Joker, beats him, screams Jason so much. The Joker has no idea who you're talking about. That is one thing I really am hoping to see in the animated movie. You know, Part 2 is going to be about who takes over the Bat, and then you find out how Bruce Wayne has to return. Because for anyone who reads Nightfall, for everyone who's seen The Dark Knight Rises, number one, The Dark Knight Rises is based off of Batman Nightfall, the third Christopher Nolan Batman movie. We are actually getting this being told. One thing that James Tucker, who is working on this, and I'm really hoping Bruce Timm will also be working on this, is that there is no Damian. This is the full-blown 90s comic book.
Yeah.
We will have Tim Drake back. Tim Drake will be Robin. Dick Grayson will be Nightwing. Selina Kyle will be Catwoman. Azrael, this is a huge event. This is one of the biggest events. This is, I may say, as big as the death of Superman. So I'm really excited about this. The big thing that I think everyone's been asking the question: who's going to voice Batman?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our version of Batman has been passed away.
And I'm okay that even if he was alive, I would be okay that he wasn't here voicing this character, because it's a different. You're adapting the story, and each, Batman Hush was a different,
Yes.
The Dark Knight or Dark Knight Returns was a different voice. Tomorrowverse was a different voice.
I was talking this to my dad today on the phone. I would like Bruce Greenwood to come back to voice Batman one last time. I would like John DiMaggio to come and voice the Joker again. And then I'd really like to see Neil Patrick Harris voice Nightwing. I'd like the Batman Under the Red Hood cast to come back. I think they were a solid cast.
Mm.
But if they get Jensen Ackles again as Batman, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah. And there was also, talking about the Dark Knight, or Nightfall, not Dark Knight, but Nightfall, there was another Batman news that we totally forgot, where Adam reminded me during this small little break because the dog decided to come through. The Cape Crusader.
Yes. So this is Batman Cape Crusader season 2, my most anticipated cartoon, hopefully for next year. they talked about the Joker, how Matt Reeves says it's going to be a different kind of Joker. James Tucker was talking about that too. They also talked about that Matt Reeves has been working on a little bit of Clayface, Batman Part 2, and Cape Crusader. So he's been really busy with Batman. So no wonder why there's been a lot of delays and stuff. This is a different type of Joker that fans they're used to Mark Hamill Joker, so this will be a lot of a different Joker. The Batman Cape Crusaders run is really based off the Bob Kane, Bill Finger's 1939 run before Robin. So the Joker's a little bit different, even though the Joker's first appearance is Batman #1, which is 1940. So I really am expecting like the mob kind of Joker, a little bit of psychoticness to it. I really hope a little bit of Killing Joke kind of Joker as well. So I'm really excited for that, and
I want him to pull up Laughing Fish.
yes,
I want the mobster. I want a comedian mobster.
Mhm.
I want this guy. He takes over the Iceberg Lounge like with comedy,
Mhm.
and then it's like final things like he shoots the penguin or something and takes over. It's like this is my territory.
So we kind of want like kind of Jack Nicholson type of Joker.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't mind seeing because Jack Nicholson did a really great Joker.
Yeah, but I know they want to do something really, really different.
Yeah.
It's like from the interviews that I've read, it sounds like this Joker is going to be something that we haven't seen before, but it's something that when we do see, we're like, oh, we get it because you're following this comic book run.
Mm-hmm.
I want if it's a different kind of Joker, I like a crime boss.
Yeah.
I don't see that enough in the Joker. I saw that. I have the Joker, the Best of Joker Volume 1 that we found at this bookstore. And as I was reading the original Jokers, the Joker was only supposed to be a one-off character.
Yeah.
That's a big theme that I think a lot of people don't know about that. But the Joker was a crime boss. He was a jokester, but he was a crime boss.
I'm thinking what I would like to see. Remember 3 Jokers. You had the comedian, you had the gangster, and you had the what was the third one? Comedian, the gangster,
the psychotic.
and the psychotic. I don't want the psychotic. We got the psychotic before.
We've had enough of those.
And I want the gangster, but I want him to be sad.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to be like, this city doesn't give me joy.
So you want a bit of Phoenix's Joker.
Yeah.
Like a tiny bit of like the first Joker. We're not talking about the second Joker. We're talking about the first Joker movie.
Yeah, like he's
What second Joker?
I hate that movie.
Hey, we're gonna get to that one day.
I will
Don't
not.
worry, we're gonna build a mountain.
Woman. No. I hate that.
But
I want to walk out.
I want the gangster joke that was in the Killing Joke where he's just like he was a gangster, he had plans, but he wasn't really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I kind of still, he's still the Joker. You still want him to, make a joke here and there. And that's kind of how I want it to be.
Yeah.
Or he's sad, but then he fights the Batman, and he's like, "You're the reason why."
You're my inspiration
to go even further with my, criminal empire.
Oh, my heart has started beating again.
Man, what a man.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a rush.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. And do you think that he should get together with Harley Quinn?
No.
No.
I want this Joker to be something of a threat to all the villains of Gotham. But here's my weird thing. Spoilers of season 1. You know how we killed Two-Face.
Yeah.
I want the Joker to die.
That would be interesting.
That's what I want. I'd love to see that. He's a crazy boss. He is the fear of Gotham. Besides Batman, he's the fear of Gotham. Like, you have Rupert Thorne. Rupert Thorne has caused problems now. Rupert Thorne is now being watched by the Batman himself. How are we going to top Thorne, the Joker? But we will find out. I'm really hoping 2026. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I think we're going to get by 2026.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Well, let's see.
I
First season came out last year in August.
Yes. I never heard that.
Well,
and they announced season 2 right
Yeah.
before season 1.
Right. So I think season 2 will either come out around the same time or maybe towards end of September, mid-October.
I'm expecting it sometime after X-Men 97.
Yeah. X-Men 97 is coming out in the summer. They didn't say when in the summer, just the summer.
Can we just really quick off top? Can we really just talk about this amazing this amazing slate of cartoons that are coming out next year? We've got X-Men 97. We have season 2. We have Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 2. We have My Adventures of Superman season 3. We have Cape Crusader season 2. And
I want to say we're getting Mr. Miracle.
and we're getting Mr. Miracle. Oh, we're getting Creatures.
Oh yeah, Creatures season 2.
We're good. It's gonna Invincible season 4.
Yeah.
It is gonna be a great year to be a comic book animation fan. So there should be no complaining that there's not enough comic book material. And if you're complaining that there's way too much, fine. Go back to 2024.
Yeah.
Where there was one. And you had Joker, the Flux.
So, you just mentioned Creature Commander. That will make our segue into Peacemaker season 2. Yay or nay?
Yay.
I liked it, but I was like, he was even right next to me. We're watching the finale, and I'm like, really? This is how they're going to end it? They said there's going to be some nice big cameos, although now that I kind of replayed it in my mind, could have been the bands that they had in the episode.
I think it was the band. I think it
Which-
was the restaurant. And I think it was, Checkmate. Which I'm going to get into that here in a second.
But the ending, I was just like, okay, what are we doing? Like, I thought it was going to go one way, but then they did this, and I was like, it's interesting. I'm interested to see where it's going to go. Because, like, as we know, spoiler alert, Rick Flag wants to put all the metahumans, he wants to shove all the metahumans and put them somewhere else so that he's like, he literally has Lex Luthor talking in his ear, like whispering sweet nothings to him. And he's like, Rick Flag is like, yeah, I'm all for this, let's do this. And then it's just like, okay, now what are we going to do? What's going on? Where is this leading us?
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, I watched it and I'm like, okay, this is fine, but I'm still excited.
Yeah.
Like, I like to know how we're going to get there, because it's just like, you have essentially 2 shows. You have 2 shows, 2 movies getting there, and then you have Man Up Tomorrow.
Yep.
And I feel like Clayface is not really going to talk about how you're going to get there.
No.
Supergirl, maybe. Lanterns, yes.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit more about Creature Commandos, because I think Creature Commandos is going to play a role in it too. But it's just like, how are you going to introduce a whole bunch of new villains?
Right.
Like, that's where my problem is. Like, yeah, you want to put all the metahumans in here. That's great. That is fine. This should be 5 years down the line type storyline.
Right.
Not, this is going to be part of movie 4.
Yeah.
And in reality, maybe movie 3, because Clayface isn't really, we don't know what Clayface is connected to.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it's going to be connected to
Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, Brave and the Bold and things like that. But we don't know that yet.
Well, and it's also like he's in the dimension. We see Chris in the dimension. He's looking around and he's like confused, and then Rick closes the door on him, and it's just like, okay, it looks like a normal Earth. So where did Rick put him? And then all of a sudden you just hear this roar off in the background, and then you don't see anything. It just ends.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, no, seriously, I want to know, what dimension did he put him in?
Yeah. So we'll do an actual review of Peacemaker. We'll talk more about that. I did enjoy it. I had a couple problems with the show. Issue one, I think the humor didn't. There were moments where like I was taken out of. The orgy scene I didn't feel like was necessary.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny, but I thought it was very unnecessary. Like this should have just been the 11th Street kids. They're all celebrating. That's what this should have been. Maybe you have a big party. The whole Eagle-y subplot you could have taken out. Funny, and I liked it, and I think this, nice little side story, but it just, like it's not advancing the story.
Yeah.
Why is Rick Flag and his team at Argus doing cocaine? As these guys are getting killed, going through these different universes, like that upset me. Like that to me, like people were upset that like Rick Flag's like, fuck metahumans, we need to put them all someplace else. No, I'm upset that he's doing cocaine with the team at Argus as his team is getting killed in a different universe.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, no, that's not Rick Flag.
No, and I agree. I feel like that wasn't Rick Flag. That wasn't the Rick Flag we had in Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
Although in Creature Commandos, spoilers if you haven't watched Creature Commandos, which I don't understand how, but it's like him and the princess, kind of in the bathroom in that episode. But it's like him doing cocaine and Peacemaker. It's just like, I can't see Rick Flag doing that. Yeah. And also not caring about his soldiers.
Yeah.
Who are dying in these different dimensions. Oh, that Candyland dimension, I knew that was going to be like some sort of nightmare fuel because I was just just because it's not long grass doesn't mean it's like you go into the grass anyway, but it's just like, if I remember one rule from Jurassic Park, especially the second one, it's you don't go in the long grass because you don't know what's lurking in the grass.
Yeah.
And so you have these little guys lurking in that grass, and then it's just like, oh, yep, okay, someone's going to die.
Yeah. And I really wish when they went to the different universes, this is the problem that I had with season 8, which I think everyone kind of agree with. It felt like the post-credit scene, the episode.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, here's a post-credit scene for these groups of characters. Here's a post-credit scene for these characters. Here's a post-credit for these characters. And nothing really got connected. That's where my problem really, I think, feels like nothing was really connected.
Yeah. And
you retrend a lot of things. Like, oh, you're giving that little pep talk to Peacemaker to cheer him up. You already had that. Okay. I think episode 7 should be when the season ended with maybe, Peacemaker's in jail.
Yeah.
The rest of the team is now, they got the machine. Everyone's got new jobs at Argus. Now they're going to enter the door, and that leads into Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what I think should have happened. Maybe you have a post-credit scene where, like, Rick Flag's like, hey, Peacemaker, come here. Pushes him into another universe. Actually, what I really think what should have happened with that scene, I really think Lex Luthor's right-hand man, that dude, the dude with the mustache, I think he should have been taken out. I think that dude should have just been Lex Luthor the whole time.
Yeah.
And I really think it would have been funny. He opens up the portal, he pushes Peacemaker in there, just like in the post-credit scene. And then he pushes Lex Luthor, he goes, that's more Metropolis, bitch. And now it's Peacemaker and Lex Luthor on Salvation.
Lex Luthor would be like, I'm trying to figure out how to get us back to our regular dimension.
And I think that would have been much better leading into the Man of Tomorrow. It's like,
it would have been funny to see those two butt heads trying to figure out where they are, how to get back. And also just Lex pissed off at Rick.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he bailed me out, paid for my bond, and I got to basically do all this stuff for him, and now he just shoved me into one of the doors.
Yeah. So there was that. I hated the Earth X. I liked it, but I hated it at the same time. And my problem with the Earth X is it wasn't that it was Earth X.
Yeah.
My thing was like, you didn't really explore that universe.
Yeah.
And I feel like you should have explored that universe. You needed us to see the bad. Like, you could have it be Chris and Peacemaker, Peacemaker is not seeing this at all. Like, yeah, you have all white people and, we find out, there's, but I would like to have seen, like, maybe a black guy got arrested and we know what happens.
Yeah.
Or, I wanted it to be like, this is a dangerous world. It's not, you showed me a world that's cool. You look like everything's fine. Yes, the only difference is that, it's run by Nazis. We already know that Nazis are bad, but you still showed me essentially this paradise.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't show me that this world is bad.
Well, that's the whole thing throughout those episodes where we were in that universe. It's literally a facade. And then when we get to that episode where, what's her name, Abby, she's walking down the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And she's like, look around because everyone's looking at her like, it's like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah. And I think that's fine, but it's just like, I wish there was a little bit more.
Yeah. I would have liked to have a little more context
for
that universe to, basically know why this is a bad universe for Chris to be in.
Yeah. And not just be like, well, it's the Nazi universe. No. I want to see it being like, maybe the black people were slaves again or something. Like, you needed something to show this is a bad universe outside the fact that these are just Nazis. And I'm very upset, James Gunn. I am very, very upset you didn't have Uncle Sam in there. I am sorry. I wanted Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters. I was expecting Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters. If anyone was going to give me Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters, it's going to be you. And I'm upset I'm not going to get Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters. Besides that, and I like the twist with the father. I really like that. I really like the fact that he's like, heck, he wasn't a Nazi. I like the fact, but the, little nitpick here, Vigilante X, I'll call him Vigilante X.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Pokemon exist. Like, how? Like, I understand, like,
Spider-Man exists.
Yeah, see, that didn't bother me. Spider-Man doesn't, well, kind of does because of Stan Lee. And I don't know if Jack Kirby was Jewish, but I know Stan Lee is.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I guess, you bring up a point. Spider-Man exists. These things should not exist, in my opinion. And it's just like, you're taking me out, once again, out of this thing. I want to talk about Checkmate. Makes absolutely no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the fact, it's like, okay, I know why you're named that. I know that's where you were going, Mr. Gunn. It does not make any sense. And I think what should have been, this is what they should have done. This is how I think it should have ended. Amanda Waller does show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lisa Waller.
Amanda Waller and her daughter, they forgive each other. Everyone's like, we forgive each other. It's like, her daughter explains to her what she wants to do. And she goes, well, you know what? You got to be a fucking bitch. You got to play a game of chess with every single person in here. Against Argus, against Rick Flag, against Lindsay. This is going to be a big game of chess. And if you want the checkmate, there's your name. Like, you gotta be Amanda Waller. It's like, Amanda Waller's there. She's changed. She's different.
Mm-hmm.
She's still gonna be a fucking bitch. Like, still Amanda Waller. Like, but it's with her daughter. So with her daughter, she's not that big of a bitch. She's gonna forgive Peacemaker. Peacemaker's gonna forgive. This is gonna be like a whole forgiveness thing, because they need Amanda Waller if they want this to succeed.
Yeah.
To beat the other players in the game of chess. So then you have the name of Checkmate. No one plays chess. No one's talked about chess. So why, outside of the fact that this is, just a secret organization in DC, why are you calling it Checkmate?
Oh no. So getting to my thoughts, this is gonna sound really crazy. This is, number one, this is gonna break all the James Gunn heart fans. This is gonna probably hurt Lorenzo's gonna probably want to rant after this. This show, the season finale of Peacemaker and Peacemaker season 2, show me how much James Gunn can do trying to do 3 things at once.
Mm-hmm.
Doing Creature Commandos, doing Superman, running the DC universe, and then at the same time directing Peacemaker. there is going to come to a point. This is just the beginning of something. And then I'll get to my real thoughts, Peacemaker. This is the beginning of something of, James Gunn loves doing all this. It's great, and I love that he's doing it. But he's going to have to really start focusing on being Kevin Feige, James Gunn.
Because I feel that. Because when I look at this, I'm like, this was all over the place.
This is all over the place. Man of Tomorrow, number one, I mean, yes, we had Superman. It was a freaking hit. It was huge.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a quick tease of announcement. He was done with that script during vacation. He was on vacation. He was writing the script.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going. We know where he's going with it. And when he pitched it all to Zaz, because that last episode was pitched to Zazzle, saying that's the whole point of the DC universe. This just scares me a little bit. Not much, but it scares me of we need Kevin Feige, James Gunn now.
Yeah.
We don't need director James Gunn.
Yeah.
Because director James Gunn is going to only focus on this project and how can I get this done at the same time and get this done at the same time and get this done at the same time.
Yeah, he's got to work himself out.
He's going to become of what Josh Whedon he's going to become of what Josh Whedon was, which was Josh Whedon did a bunch of press. He was doing reshoots while doing press for Avengers Age of Ultron. Josh Whedon was freaking tired. Kevin Feige did not have a break because Age of Ultron, Civil War, all this. This is going to be a big problem if it comes to be.
Well, I think, I agree with you and I disagree. Like, he needs to slow. I do generally believe that.
Down.
But DC is not Marvel.
DC is not Marvel, I agree.
And the way that he's running it is much different than Marvel does.
It is really smart what he's doing. He's doing unknown themes. But when we were talking about it last week, our last week episode, he wants to focus on the big three, the big hero. But we got Peacemaker and we have Checkmate. We are at Salvation Island. So I don't know, have you read it?
I've
never read it. Supposedly Kyle has the comics, so I'm going to try to get them, and when we get them, we'll read it.
Yeah.
We'll understand it. The much as I understand is it's fight to the death for the villains that will be finding out that this island is run by Apocalypse himself.
Yeah.
It is run by Darkseid. And we are going into the dark side, which makes sense, but we're not going to get there. We are only on gods and monsters.
Yeah.
We're Superman, Man of Tomorrow. I'm still going to call it Superman, Man of Tomorrow because it's a direct sequel. Is really interesting of how Peacemaker season 2 was set. How Peacemaker season 2 set it up, because that was a big thing Gunn said. The season 2 finale sets up Man of Tomorrow. Lex Luthor has always been the king. It has always been ever since they released his men, Lex Luthor's men, going. All of a sudden, you're working with him. Now it's like, I gotta talk to Lex. Lex has been secretly being the king, using Rick Flag as a pawn.
Yeah.
Having Otis come out of jail, having what's the guy with the big mustache name?
I don't remember his name, and it upsets me.
That's the shit. They're distracting him. They're doing cocaine. They're distracting Rick while Rick's men are getting killed. And the thing is, we're not seeing Rick's side because Rick was a very caring person in Creature Commandos. Yes, he wants vengeance against his son. But we're seeing Lex's people playing along. Mm-hmm. And what is Lex's goal? What is Lex's goal?
To remove the metagame.
Bingo. So we have used Rick Flag, not brainwash, but returning it slowly. We've used Rick as a pawn, while Lex is going to be king. And how it's going to work is that, okay, we have this portal. We can now throw villains in. And we're going to find out that Otis has been talking to Lex. And everything that Lex has been wanting is happening. And we're going to find out eventually there's that greater threat Lex, that we're gonna find out Superman did not do the job right. That there has been a city that was destroyed because of Superman, and it's going to be the idea of I am scared. I don't know what to do. We're going to find out that again, the city's going to turn against Superman, and we're just going to go, okay, Superman is a problem now. Instead of Lex taking care of it, the government will take care of it. We will take care of Superman. We'll throw him in this dimension. We'll throw him on this dimension for a while. But while we do that, there's going to be a problem. We're going to need a Superman. Lex Luthor is the smartest man ever. He's the smartest man. He's the pawn. He's the king. He is the genius. We're going to free Lex. We're going to find out that Lex can't defeat this unknown villain. Rick's going to talk to Lex, and he's going to go, we need Superman. We need him now. Lex isn't going to be, are you crazy? I'm not about this. I do not want this alien freak here. I will figure a way, and he'll be building the mecha suit. And while that's going on, Rick's mind will be changing, going, I was controlled by Lex Luthor. I had thought this, but Lex is not doing his job. We need metahumans. He's gonna be the normal Rick. Open that portal. We're gonna find Superman. Have been talking to Peacemaker. There could be some kind of creature that they had faced against, and we're gonna find out that Superman's like then is gonna be talking to Peacemaker, and Peacemaker's gonna be talking to Superman, and he's like, I want to be a hero. I've always wanted to be a hero. We're gonna find out also too that Superman lets Peacemaker be a hero. But at the end, we're going to find out that Superman does not like him being, he doesn't think Peacemaker is a hero. He thinks more of him as a killer. And we're going to find out that is the reason why Peacemaker has hated Superman. There's little terms against idea of Superman. This is a game. This was a game. The last 2 episodes were a game of Lex being the big master, brainwash Rick, do everything that he was told to do, present it to the U.S. government. Was it the U.S. government?
Yeah.
U.S. government, and to think it's not a bad idea. Okay. My thoughts on season 2, Peacemaker. It's a continuation after Superman. We go right into what happens after Superman. Whatever happened in the events of season 1 of Peacemaker, we rinsed it. We put in a little bit of we put the Justice game. The neo-Nazi universe was cool. These episodes, I was not a fan that it was 8 episodes. I kind of wanted 10, because I did want I wanted more of the neo-Nazi universe. I wanted to see it, because I was dumb. Because my buddy Josh at work was telling me, how did you not realize there were no black people at all? And I went, you're right. I did not notice that until the last episode, until that episode 7. But I needed to see it more. I thought one of the big things, though, was handled better was I thought James Gunn handled multiverse better. I really did. Yeah. I thought James Gunn handled multiverse better than the DCEU and Marvel in the MCU had ever did. I think the second person that's handled multiverse way good is the Spider-Verse. So those were that. I wanted Peacemaker to do a lot more action. I wanted to see him be a hero. I don't feel like I didn't see that hero side. He tried to be, because in that neo-Nazi universe, he's a hero. Vigilante, I wanted to see more of Vigilante and Peacemaker, because I really like the dynamic of them in season 1. Like, that's my best friend. That's my best friend. I never give up on him. And then he never did. But I wanted them to work together. One of my favorite parts of season 1 is where they go off on a rampage and they just go in the desert and playing, or in the forest, and they're just playing a version of One Direction song, and they're just shooting up the place. But season 2 had a story to the DCEU. Lately it's just Creature Commandos, Superman, and Peacemaker. Season 2 are just following a new story. I don't know how you have thoughts on that with my thoughts on Man of Tomorrow.
I think I'm still sticking with my idea with Man of Tomorrow. There's going to be a threat.
Mhm.
Superman fails.
Mm-hmm.
Superman needs Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor comes and saves the day. I can also see the government being like, screw you, Superman, getting this. I would like to see that. What I'm expecting, because I'm going to bring this up, because we have Creature Commander Season 2,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that Season 2 is the Creature Commandos traveling the world capturing metahumans.
I want that because they mentioned because you heard Arkham, you heard Blackgate, you heard it all. So Arkham Asylums existed, and then go with the monologue with Superman. They've all existed.
Mm.
So I think in this point of view is that James Gunn is setting up. You don't need origins. That's what I think he's really looking at. You just don't need origins.
But my problem is that, yes, you can set up Arkham, but we still need to see Arkham.
I think the big thing is Checkmate. I really think that should have been sub. Because in his podcast, he was talking about it. That Salvation Island scene where he gets thrown in, that was not the original. That was not the original. The ending was Checkmate.
Yeah. And I would have been okay with it. I actually do really like the Peacemaker, and I love the fact that his signature was forged. I love that. I love that Rick Fag's like, yeah, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
This is for Ricky. I like that. I like that. I don't know why. I like when things are happy and then all of a sudden, bam.
So that was a big thing. I looked at her when we were watching this, and I said, "This is too happy. This is way too happy." I went, something bad's about to happen. I was thinking the big cameo was going to show up.
Yeah. I really wish, though, it was a post-credit scene.
Yes.
I want people to sit here and be like, "Ooh, they got their happy ending," and then all of a sudden, post-credit scene, and it's just.
I think that would draw better. One of my podcasters I listen to, John Campia, was talking about saying that this episode was just post-credit. So, like you said, I know a lot of people were disappointed. I know a lot of people just loved, overall, season 2 was good. Besides the post-credit episode, I called it.
I even think I think that episode was still good.
Yeah.
The problem that I really generally had with the show, there were moments where I was just, you didn't have to, it could have been any universe. It didn't have to be Earth X. It could have been any universe. There were just scenes where, clearly someone should have looked at James Gunn and be like, no to the orgy, no to the cocaine, no the eagle-y, while I like the eagle-y joke, I like the subplot, to me it just didn't work. I didn't really find the whole I had bird blindness. I thought it was funny, but it took me out. There were things that just took me out.
So the way I look at it is this, okay, he says no more season 3, we're going to go with a different route. So
yeah, it's going to be Checkmate.
Huh? Yeah,
it's going to be
Checkmate with the cast.
Yeah. That's
where it's going to go. I really stand the point that it's been that Lex Luthor is going to be a very main antagonist of this whole DC universe. I think the one thing I was a little bit disappointed with Peacemaker, and I'm really hoping we'll hear, kind of just want to hear about I want to hear about other metahumans, or slowly we saw the Flash, or the Lanterns had existed. There was something like that, but it's been getting. But here's the thing: I'm getting more excited for Lanterns. A different director. It's a different director.
It's different writer, director. I mean, I'm hearing, there's rumors that, James Gunn is putting his hands in things, and he's kind of upsetting people. These are just rumors. I do generally believe that like it's still going to be their project at the end of the day. So I'm still excited, and I'm curious, and if what James Gunn says is true, and this is going to lead into more the Man of Tomorrow and connect more things. And I'm putting this in quotation marks for reasons because he did lie to us. I am sorry, there was no big cameo.
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that.
I was really upset about I'm not here's my thing. I'm not upset there wasn't a big cameo. I was just expecting it.
Right.
And so I had hopes. And I really thought that the big cameo was going to be Amanda Waller. I really thought it was going to be Amanda Waller and her daughter forgive each other.
Everyone else was also hyped up for whatever the big cameo was going to be. Everyone's like, oh, maybe it's like a character from a future project they're working on right now, or maybe we get a glimpse at something else that they're working on. No, we didn't get any of that, and I think that's why a lot of people are just like so upset right now with it.
I think all the assumptions again was I think everybody's been craving Batman. Everyone has thought, well, it could be it could be the original DCEU cast because James Gunn has talked to Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and all those guys. Someone said it could have Harley Quinn. Someone was thinking it was Rick, but no. Moving into this was a rumor that we're finding out what could have been actually true.
Yeah.
This is coming true.
I really wish.
And I wish this happened, and I know exactly whose fucking fault this is, and I'm gonna go on a fucking rant in a second. I apologize. I'm gonna keep
But I want to put it out here. So, I really feel like Disney would have allowed it. I think they would have allowed it.
This almost happened.
I think what it came down to is they both him and the other guy were thinking this is going to be too many hoops, and which I think is technically true. I think there would have been so many lawyers involved. It probably would have broken James Gunn, and it would have broken flat out. I'm going to flat out say Ryan Reynolds. It would have broken these two people up. But I feel like Disney would have allowed it. I really do. Yeah. And I'm very upset that we could have had a door to the Marvel Universe. Go ahead. If people don't know, James Gunn did talk to Ryan Reynolds to rephrase his role for Deadpool. He was going to be behind one of the doors.
Okay. Number one, this could have been the ultimate nerdgasm of all time. Oh my god, you open the door, and it's maybe Deadpool shooting Deadpool on the toilet going, what the fuck are you looking at? What the fuck is this? Pops his little head. Number one, nerds were fucking gassing everywhere. Holy crap, bring me the fucking lotion at this point. Oh my god. And then, the big thing is that my buddy Lorenzo was telling me he read all the damn comic nerd Twitter. And they all bitched and complained about this. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is a fucking nerd dream. Holy shit, is this a nerd dream? Come true. The fucking Marvel Universe crossed over with DC. Holy crap. I would be going, oh! Because, what the fuck? You have a fucking comic book series right now where Batman is crossing over with Deadpool. Holy crap, and you have this going on in the comic books. This could be the thing. James Gunn was the freaking Gunn. And Kevin Feige are the fucking key going, hello, Spider-Man could meet Batman. But you know what? Fuck Sony, don't care. Iron Man, oh wait, he's Dr. Doom. Does not matter. Holy hell, that could have been the greatest cameo of all time. No offense to the Batman. Yes, I would be freaking crying if I saw Batman. But Deadpool is now the idea that what could have been that the universe could have existed. MCU exists in a portal door to the DC universe. This is what comic books are like. And guess what? Guess what, DC fans? Guess what, Marvel fans? Guess what, normal fans? That is what comic books are like. This would have just been great. This is not Disney. This is probably a schedule conflict. Probably because Ryan Reynolds was working on John Candy. And I bet you guess it's going to be payoff. But what could have been? Could you imagine if you had saw that?
So I really do think I believe it probably was scheduling. That's probably one. I really do think that James Gunn and Ryan Reynolds sat there and like, we could ask, but we would have to get every lawyer involved. And for what? For a 5-second cameo? I don't see it.
The internet would have exploded if it did happen, but because it didn't, I can understand why. It's because you also have copyright issues and licensing issues, and also scheduling issues. You know, so because Ryan Reynolds is also doing own stuff right now.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'll let Adam speak because I know he's ready to say something else. I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because then it would have taken away from the show.
Yes, that's what I was actually about to say. As much as I'd love to happen as I went on my rant, or my freaking nerdgasm rant, I'm really glad it didn't happen because it would have taken away from Peacemaker. Because all anyone would have talked about is that cameo.
And you know what's been really cool? I think, again, bring up post-credit scene. That's a good post-credit scene.
I would have liked it.
I mean, I think it would have been better in the show, but...
Actually, what would have been really cool is that a door opens and you just see a Marvel comic fly out. Or something Marvel related had flew out. And that could have been the big tease.
Yeah.
But the problem is that cameo happens, then it's going to be, when is it going to happen? Yeah. When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Exactly. And then you're going to have your famous TikTok stars go on a completely crazy nerd theme where they know what they're talking about when sometimes they actually don't know what they're talking about. And they'll find a way to hype it up and actually get people to go, we need this, we need this, we need this. And it's going to be like, no, you don't. We want DC to tell their story. Don't listen to the influencers. Let James Gunn tell a story. Let Kevin Feige reshape the Marvel universe.
Let creators make their own shit.
Don't let influence you. That's the big theme. And I really look at all these influencers, these TikTokers. Straw Hat Goofy, I was not really happy about the last 2 episodes because he's talking about the racials and everything. And I get that. Unfortunately, we need to see that stuff because if we don't see that stuff, then that stuff can be recreated again. But if a guy like Soups comes in and he just screams and hypes it up, it gets everyone's numbers go crazy, and it's all anybody's going to want. And then you're going to have other TikTok stars start begging for this, and they'll start talking, and it's going to start turning the minds of James Gunn, Kevin Feige, the head of studios, to go, maybe we need to do this. Maybe this is what will bring billions and billions of dollars when James Gunn is telling a story about Salvation Island we're leading into gods. And Marvel is trying to figure out if Robert Downey Jr. is fully Doctor Doom or is he Iron Man?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I want stories. I like the little hints. Kind of watch like Doomsday Clock. It's fun in comic books because it can happen once in a while. Some of my all-time favorite comic books are the Marvel DC crossovers. I've said that 1,000 times. I'm not saying it again. It is, but it would work in a movie. But at the same time, it would be between a studio and a studio. Who's getting the top? Who's getting the top? Who's getting the money? Who's getting this? It would be a giant headache, and there would definitely be a lot of lawyers.
Yeah.
And that's why it works in comics rather than movies and TV shows, because it is comics. It's not like you have to fit. So with comics, you can do several issues. With a movie, you have to make it within, let's say, an hour 40 minutes to like 2 hours 45 minutes or something like that. You have to make it fit within that range for a movie, and it's like there's only so much you can put into it. And then it's like, oh, we're gonna do a part 1. Oh, now we're gonna do a part 2, and then it's just like it works so much better in the comics because it's cohesive. You have all these different writers who have worked with both Marvel and DC, collaborating and giving their thoughts, and also just like their experience with what they've done, and it just works much better because Marvel and DC are just like, yeah, we've done this before in the past with the comics. Let's do this again. I think this will be fun, and the fans will enjoy it more. Whereas with the movies, it's like, okay, what actor are we getting for this? Oh, well, they're doing this, so now we have to find a new actor who does this. You know, so it's like all about finding the right person and also reprising roles for people, and it's just a massive headache.
So
in the end,
there's a great comparison I'm going to compare this to. Is the Power Rangers Megaforce, the Super Megaforce? That remember the build up for that Power Ranger war, and it was that's the big thing is like because you have to get all these actors to do these stunts, and then you have to. And they didn't cut time, and they didn't have all that. So that's why the American version of the Great Power Ranger War is really way better. Is better than Super Sentai.
Oh yeah,
because it is definitely you can just watch it and go Power Rangers.
Yeah.
If you really want a DC Marvel crossover, then I got the best one for you. It's literally like the greatest. I think one of the best comics I've ever read in my life is I don't own it though. It's the JLA Avengers, written by Mark Perez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where Superman holds Mjolnir.
yeah,
Yells Avengers assemble. If you want that, just read it.
yeah.
It's $80. It's about 120, but it's great.
Unless you can find it at an estate sale or someone doesn't realize what it is and they're like, oh yeah, I'll give you $5 for it.
If I got that trade paperback, oh my god, I'd faint. That's one of I will always remember that reading that.
I think the next episode. I think we're gonna take a break next week. Granted, we'll
see.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it's gonna go straight to Halloween.
I can't. Yeah, Halloween. We're gonna dress up. We're all gonna have a fun time.
We're gonna talk about some books.
Some specials.
We're gonna have specials and books. So yeah, I'm Todd.
I'm Adam.
I'm Alana.
And this is the DC Guys.
Welcome back.